channel, thanks for coming back to join us again. Today we're going to be doing a food review, and this time it is Frankie and Benny's Classic BBQ Rib Rack. So for those of you who may have seen the video with the twisted cheeseburger kebab sticks, we did briefly mention this in that video, but just to give you a little bit of background, we went to the food warehouse and we saw this as part of a deal. So we managed to get the twisted kebab sticks, as I've mentioned, and we also got this as part of a deal within food warehouse. So on its own, this costs £10 in food warehouse. And we also managed to get the twisted cheeseburger kebabs as well. So we managed to get this, which was worth £10. The twisted kebabs were worth £6 on their own, so £16. But we managed to get both items for just £10 as part of a deal. So we were really impressed with that, because we have been to Frankie and Benny's many times over the years, as I'm sure many of you at home probably have. And for a classic rack of ribs with albeit fries and maybe some coleslaw on the side, you would expect to pay around £20 to £22 for that in a restaurant. And we're getting the full rack of ribs at home for £10 with another item included. So we're essentially only paying £5 for this and £5 for the other item that we got if you split it right in the middle. So I think it's an excellent deal. We obviously don't know what they taste like in the freezer aisle. We haven't had them before, we've only ever had them in the restaurant. But what we're going to do today is just run through some key information about this product, and then we'll do a bit of a taste test and we'll let you know how it turns out. So first of all, it's a 575 grams box. So that is an estimated volume of mass in the box. Ingredients wise, 86% pork rib, which you would expect, as they are barbecue ribs. We've also got 10% barbecue sauce as well, 2.5% barbecue seasoning, and I think allergen wise, there's no allergens noted on here at all. So I would hope that there wouldn't be any allergens in it. However, obviously some people can be sensitive, or they may have some intolerances to some of the items on here. So, you know, as always, just double check your ingredients list to make sure that it is safe and it's enjoyable for you to eat if you do have any sensitivities or intolerances. So what it does say on here is that there is a warning: this product contains bones. So again, we would expect that because it is a rib rack. However, obviously, liability-wise, they do need to make sure that people know that before they bite down on a rib. So this product contains 2 servings, so they're expecting you to sort of half it, so a half rack each. Obviously, if you're wanting to maybe serve it up as a sort of snack, or if you're maybe having some friends round, you know, you could obviously cut it up into each rib, and you could obviously, you know, wire in, enjoy it. So per half a pack, oven baked, excluding the bone. Don't know why you would be eating cooked bones, but anyway, so it's 330 calories, which actually is not too bad. I thought it'd be a little bit more than that. 17.2 grams of fat, 6.7 grams of saturated fats. You have got 11.8 grams of carbs, and 10.4 of them is sugar. So I would expect that because it is a barbecue sauce that is glazed in, and obviously barbecue sauce generally tends to have sort of like demerara sugars, you know, and lots of other things in there to make it taste really quite tangy and sweet. So, you know, you would expect that. Fibres, 1.2 grams, 31.4 grams of protein, and 0.8 grams of salt, which I'm actually really impressed with. I'm quite shocked that it is as low as what it is, because a lot of other meals that we've reviewed recently, they have had a much higher salt content, and some of the nutritional information that we have had a wee look at recently has been quite astounding, to say the least, that it is so high in salt, you know. But yeah, so 0.8 grams, so 1.6 grams of salt for the whole rack, even though it is covered, or it will be covered when it's cooked, in a barbecue sauce. So as we said, an estimated weight of 575 grams. And what it said is it's a Frankie and Benny's Classic BBQ Rib Rack, which is slow cooked pork ribs in a barbecue seasoning, and it comes with a barbecue sauce sachet as well. They advise you to keep it stored in a freezer at -18 or colder, and for best before, see the front of the pack, and to not refreeze after defrosting. So best before on the front of the pack, is it obvious? No. No, it isn't obvious. Oh, okay, it's right at the very bottom on the other side. Okay, so best before the 8th of September 2023. So it's currently April, the beginning of April, so they do have quite a good you know, best before date on there as well. If you were wanting to buy them, maybe keep them for a few months until the nicer weather comes in the summer. The box itself is recyclable, and the bag, they advise, can be recycled with bags at your local supermarket. Our local supermarket doesn't currently have that option for recycling, but you know, your one closest to you at home might be able to recycle that, so that's a good thing. They advise you to cook it from frozen in the oven for best results. So you preheat your oven at fan 180 or cook at gas mark 6. Remove from the outer packaging and place the sauce sachet to one side. Cut open the pouch and decant onto a lined baking tray with raised edges. Place near the middle of the oven for 30 minutes and then evenly drizzle the contents of the sauce sachet over the ribs. Baste, then return to the oven for a further 5 minutes. They also advise to allow the ribs to stand for 2 minutes before you serve them up. If it's anything like my house, you plate up the food, and by the time you sit down and get everything sorted and everyone sorted, it is much longer than a 2-minute stand time. So I'm sure they'd be absolutely fine to pop them on the plate, and by the time you go and sit down at your dining table, or if you want to sit on the sofa and watch TV, they would be absolutely fine to dive right into. So you can also cook them from defrost as well in the oven, and you can defrost them in a refrigerator. However, what they do is they advise you to use them immediately once they are defrosted within a 24-hour period. And I think that's pretty much it at the moment. No more information on there to go over with you guys, but what we are going to do is pop them in the oven for the suggested time to cook, and then we will do a wee taste test and let you know how they turn out. But I'm really excited to see how they fare up in the oven. What I might do, just quickly before we let you go for a minute, is just have a wee look inside their box. So we've got our little sauce of sachet sauce here, and then we have our rack of ribs. So not the nicest looking thing, I must admit, but for any ribs that I've ever cooked at home, that's pretty much what they look like. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll just pause you guys for a second, pop this in the oven, and we'll come straight back and we'll let you know how they turned out. So see you in a minute. So we've had our ribs in the oven for the recommended time of 30 minutes, and then you pop your glaze on top, pop it back in the oven again for another 5 minutes or so. We put ours in for slightly longer just to help the sauce just bubble a little bit more and just sink a little bit more into the meat. So what I'm going to do just now is try my very best to have a taste of the ribs. Obviously I don't have a table right in front of me. I've got a small table right down here, but it's going to be too difficult to do, I think, on there. So really, if the ribs are cooked to perfection and they are a good product, you should be able to pull away some meat with just a fork. So I'm hoping that that is the case, so I'm going to try to do that just now. Got a wee bit. They're really nice. It's a very, very smoky barbecue sauce. To be honest, I have had the ribs in Frankie and Benny's before. I can't remember them being as smoky as what this is. It's not a criticism, I actually really like it. It reminds me of sort of a sauce that I'm not going to mention, but a sauce that you can get in a glass bottle in the supermarkets, and it has a whiskey flavour to it. So yeah, that's what it generally kind of sort of tastes like. But like I said, the meat is coming away really easily from the ribs, like it should, and I've not got a problem with that at all. So we've got another wee good mouthful there. A little bit more meat on this one, so we'll try that. Yeah, really, really nice. I think I'll just try to break a rib away with the fork, and yep, absolutely managed absolutely fine. So really tender, smells absolutely amazing. My kitchen smells like a proper grill restaurant, and as I said, proper smoky taste, really smoky taste, which is delicious. The meat itself is lovely, it's very soft and tender, and I think for the price that we paid, which was £10 for 2 items, so overall you're really just paying £5 for these ribs on their own. They are priced, as I said earlier, as £10 on their own in the food warehouse. And if you were to sit in the restaurant, you would pay around £20, maybe slightly more, to have it as a sit-down meal with some chips and sometimes coleslaw on the side. So I think for what we paid, it was an excellent deal, and I think we're going to thoroughly enjoy having these for dinner. So thank you so much for watching. If you feel like you like this video and you think the product is up your street, go down to Food Warehouse, have a little look, see if you can get them. There weren't many left in the shop at the time, so they obviously are a popular item, but I would strongly advise that you make it on one of your lists when you do go in to see what you can get. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you have liked it, give it a wee thumbs up, and if you have any suggestions or comments, leave them in the box below. And thank you so much for watching, so we'll see you on the next one. Bye!